Forget the weather forecast. When your vet appointment is actually a spa day. Hooray! Giving your pup their checkup like it's a royal My face when besties cancel our date at the last minute.
It's just a baby. Just a little guy.
Has a hidden eye string. Just look at how many dogs walk after the visit.
Moxie, we're at the vet. I know we're at the vet, but you're not going to the vet. Moxie, you're not going to the vet. Scarlet is going. Moxie, you're not going.
So I've just arrived at the vet.
I don't think it's a good idea to go there, human.
Hello everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share a heartwarming story with you titled, The Adventures of My New Kittens, A Stripe and a Shadow. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Of course, if it's not your style, feel free to skip it, no hard feelings. Now, let's begin the story. Not long ago, my quiet home received two new little bundles of chaos, fur and pure mischief. I had decided to adopt not just one, but two kittens, because, honestly, why settle for one tornado when you can have two? The first kitten is a tiny gray tabby, with stripes that make him look like a miniature tiger who accidentally got shrunk in the dryer. The second one is a sleek black kitten, mysterious and elegant, like a shadow that decided to sprout whiskers and start demanding snacks. At first, they were complete strangers. The tabby would sit on one side of the room, glaring suspiciously at the black kitten, as if to say, I don't know you, but you look like you're planning something. Meanwhile, the black kitten, cool and aloof, acted as though he were the star of a noir film, pretending he didn't care about the tabby, but secretly watching his every move. It was like hosting a live-action sitcom starring two furry comedians who hadn't yet figured out if they were friends or rivals. My living room quickly became a stage for awkward introductions. The kittens would circle each other like tiny boxers before a match. Except instead of punches, they traded curious sniffs and the occasional startled jump. I sat nearby, laughing at their clumsy attempts at diplomacy. Who knew peace treaties could be negotiated with twitching tails and high-pitched squeaks? Realizing that these two little roommates needed help breaking the ice, I decided to step in with the ultimate weapon, playtime. Armed with a feather wand and a toy mouse, I declared my mission, Operation Playtime. Unite the kittens. At first, the plan was a disaster. The tabby launched himself at the feather with the intensity of a superhero, while the black kitten sat back, watching as though he were too sophisticated for such childish games. Really? A feather? That's beneath me, his eyes seemed to say. But the moment the toy mouse hit the floor and skittered away, his inner hunter took over. Suddenly, my living room was transformed into a mini jungle where a stripe and a shadow stalked their prey in perfect coordination. The tabby pounced with reckless energy, crashing into furniture and occasionally into my legs, while the black kitten executed smooth, calculated moves, almost like a ninja. Watching them, I couldn't stop laughing. They were so different, one all chaos, the other all mystery, but somehow, they made the perfect team. Slowly, something magical happened. The tabby, once unsure of his new roommate, began following the black kitten around, as if to say, Hey, you're cool. Teach me your ways. and the black kitten, though he tried to act indifferent, started batting toys toward the tabby, like an older sibling reluctantly admitting, "Fine, I guess you're not so bad." By the end of the evening, both kittens were sprawled out on the carpet, side by side, completely exhausted. Their little chests rose and fell in unison as they drifted into sleep, looking like a mismatched pair of fuzzy bookends. I felt my heart melt at the sight. The mission was a success. Peace and friendship had been achieved through the universal language of play. Days turned into weeks, and soon the two kittens were inseparable. The tabby, with his boundless energy, constantly dragged the black kitten into adventures, whether it was climbing the couch, investigating suspicious corners, or attempting, unsuccessfully, to catch that mysterious red that appeared whenever I pulled out the laser pointer. The black kitten, meanwhile, balanced out the chaos with his calm, almost regal presence, as though reminding his brother, "Dignity, my friend, dignity." Right before joining in the madness anyway, living with these two has been an endless comedy show. They chase each other at lightning speed, then collapse into a purring heap, often choosing the most inconvenient spots, like my laptop keyboard or the middle of my bed. They wrestle dramatically, only to curl up together minutes later, proving that true friendship often involves both battles and cuddles. But beyond the humor, these little furballs have taught me something important. At first, they were strangers, hesitant and unsure. Yet with time, patience, and a lot of play, they became the best of friends. Watching them reminded me that building relationships in life, whether with people or pets, takes effort and understanding. Sometimes, all it takes is a shared moment of fun, a little kindness, and the willingness to accept each other's quirks. Now, whenever I see my stripe and my shadow curled up together, I can't help but smile. My house is livelier, messier, and filled with more laughter than ever before. Sure, I've lost control of my furniture, and my socks have mysteriously disappeared, likely victims of kitten espionage, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. Because in the end, the true joy of life often comes from the smallest, furriest companions who sneak their way into our hearts. Bringing two kittens into the same home, one a playful gray tabby and the other a calm black shadow, is a perfect metaphor for how relationships in modern life often begin. At first, people may feel like strangers, hesitant and unsure of each other's intentions, just as the kittens circled cautiously before deciding to play. Yet, with patience, openness, and shared experiences, even the most different personalities can learn to coexist, complement, and support one another. In our fast-paced world, where stress and constant busyness often push us apart, it's easy to forget the importance of simply spending time together, whether through conversation, shared hobbies, or laughter. Just like the kittens found common ground in play, humans can build stronger connections by creating moments of joy and cooperation rather than focusing on differences. The story also reminds us that balance is essential. Some people bring energy and spontaneity, while others provide calm and stability, and both roles are valuable. In modern life, embracing diversity, whether in friendships, families, or workplaces, can lead to growth and harmony. The key lesson is simple. Kindness, patience, and a willingness to engage are the foundations of every meaningful relationship.